Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and in this particular video I'm putting a new artist on the channel. She's not really a new artist, but new to the channel. It's Annie Lennox, and I am familiar with Annie Lennox when she was with Eurythmics and then on her own. This particular song is called Why, and we're going to listen to the song, and then I'm going to look at the lyrics separately. All right, let's have a listen to Annie Lennox and Why. This is the official music video. We'll watch some Annie Lennox live as well. She's an excellent live singer, but let's go with this video for now.
That's why it hurts so bad to hear the words that keep on falling from your mouth, falling from your mouth, falling from your mouth. Tell me why.
Annie Lennox's voice is so pure. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just so beautiful. It touches you in the heart. For me, anyways, right away when the song starts. But then as she goes on, it gets even better and better if that's possible. I also like the way the video is done in terms of you can see her lips moving when she's singing, and then sometimes she's just looking into the mirror and her lips aren't moving, but the music is still going. So it's the difference between speaking and thinking, that this is always going on in your mind, and these thoughts are rolling over and over. We'll look at the lyrics separately later. I see the closed captioning's on. I'll leave it on for those who it might be helpful. But we'll talk about the lyrics separately. I just wanted to mention her voice, the purity of her voice. It's just so lovely. Let me back that up a little bit. very, very powerful ending. I'm just going to back it up a little bit and play through some of that again and then say something more.
This is the fear, this is the dread. These are the contents of my head. And these are the years that we've spent. And this is what they represent. And this is how I feel. Do you know how I feel? 'Cause I don't think you know. I don't think you know what I
Right there is a little kiss off, I think. And, you feel the anger, but also the hurt, and throughout the song, you sort of feel the pain, the self recrimination, um, all these emotions that people go through in a broken relationship, which is what this is about, I believe. And then at the ending, I think she sort of grasps onto her own power and her own strength, but at the same time, there's still hurt
I don't think you know what I
and a challenge.
feel. You don't know what I
Stop there before the ads start popping up everywhere. And I don't mean these ones, I mean the toothpaste ad, whatever. What a powerful song, powerful video, powerful song and powerful video. They go together so well. And yeah, and she's sitting in front of the mirror doing all her makeup. She's a beautiful woman to start with, but then she makes herself up to be even more beautiful, or at least stereotypically beautiful, let's say. And Annie Lennox always played a lot of roles. She was a bit like David Bowie in that way. She's a bit of a chameleon sometimes. And uh, way, way back in the 1970s, I guess it was, when I first learned about the Eurythmics and Annie Lennox, I wasn't too sure if I liked her or not, and I don't know why. It wasn't. I'm not sure the first song, but I shortly after recognized the power of her voice, the beauty, the purity of it, and she wrote her own lyrics. This is why we're going to look at the lyrics now. Why by Annie Lennox? A question we ask ourselves many, many times, probably, especially in relationships. Why, why? How many times do I have to try to tell you that I'm sorry for the things I've done? But when I start to try to tell you, that's when you have to tell me, hey, this kind of trouble's only just begun. I told myself too many times, why don't you ever learn to keep your big mouth shut? So yeah, sometimes we challenge other people, sometimes we challenge ourselves. How difficult it is sometimes to say the things we want to say or think we should say. All kinds of complications going on in your head, in emotional relationships particularly. And then you blame yourself. Why don't I just keep my mouth shut? I wouldn't cause so much trouble or pain in this relationship if I would just keep quiet. That's why it hurts so bad to hear the words that keep on falling from your mouth. Um, that expression that keep on falling from your mouth, it almost, they, they hurt me, but they don't make any sense to me, is the way I'm taking it, because they're just words falling out, right? So they're not connecting correctly. They're missing the point, or we're missing each other. Maybe we're talking past each other. I think there's something there. Why? I may be mad, I may be blind, I may be viciously unkind, but I can still read what you're thinking. So yeah, you think it's the other person's fault, but then sometimes you think maybe I'm the one that's being unkind. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm blind, and I can, love is blind, they say, and but I can't see. Maybe I can't see the good in you. Maybe I can't see the good in the relationship anymore. But I can still read what you're thinking. At least you think you can read what another person is thinking, and sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're wrong. We like to believe that we always know, but, but I don't know if that's true. And I've heard it said too many times that you'd be better off. Besides, why can't you see this boat is sinking? So sometimes it takes a long time to recognize that a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or otherwise, or even a work relationship, is failing because you want to hold on. You want to make it work if you can. You've put a lot of time and effort and emotional content into the relationship. You know the other person has as well, even if you're sort of not getting along. You kind of want to make it work. You keep trying to make it work, and then you say things, and then afterwards you regret it. So that I think is what's going on. The boat is sinking. This boat is sinking, this boat is sinking. Let's go down to the water's edge and we can cast away those doubts. Some things are better left unsaid, but they still turn me inside out. So even if you don't say what you're thinking, you think, well, it's better to keep my mouth shut. Earlier she said, why can't I keep my mouth shut? But if you do, it eats you up on the inside, right? Because you can't avoid the way you feel and the way you think. You can avoid saying it out loud sometimes, but you're still thinking it and you're still feeling it. So it turns you inside out. Tell me why, tell me why. Maybe the why can stand for many things. One thing here is that it could just be, why do relationships have to be so tough? Why does this have to be happening? Why is this boat sinking? There's a lot of, like a very young child, why? You can eternally ask why. There's not always answers, or at least not satisfying ones. This is the book I never read. These are the words I never said. This is the path I'll never tread. These are the dreams I'll dream instead. This is the joy that's seldom spread. These are the tears we shed. This is the fear, this is the dread. So the breaking up of a relationship. There's many things that are not going to be said. The book I never read, so we're not going to finish writing this story. Maybe that's it. These are the dreams I'll dream instead. So new things coming, maybe new relationships. This is the joy that's seldom spread. These are the contents of my head, and these are the years that we have spent, and this is what they represent, and this is how I feel. Do you know how I feel? So yeah, you spend a lot of years with somebody, um, and sometimes you feel that they don't represent anything at all. I think later you might look back and realize that there was something there, and that you learned a lot, and maybe they learned a lot, or maybe they didn't. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of things going on in your head when a relationship is breaking down. Because I know, do you know how I feel? Because I don't think you know how I feel. I don't think you know what I feel. I don't think you know what I feel. You don't know what I feel. So, as I said, at the end, she gets stronger and stronger and more self assertive, I think, and more powerful. And she questions, do you know how I feel? And then at the end, she says, you don't know what I feel. So she's recognized that this other person doesn't understand her, doesn't know how she feels. Or at least that's what she thinks and feels at that moment. That can change back and forth. But if the relationship is really over, and I think the boat was sinking, it's time to abandon ship and make something out of it afterwards. All those years that you spent, they're not necessarily a waste. It will just be different later. There'll be new dreams, as she mentioned later on. There's many ways of interpreting this, of course. I just do my best on a run through. I've heard the song before. As I said, I knew Annie Lennox, but I haven't looked specifically at the lyrics like this before. I don't have an album like I have some albums here, the old albums with the lyrics often on the back or on the inside sleeve. I don't have this album. I don't have the CD of Annie Lennox's either. At least I don't think so. I do have, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred CDs. So I can't memorize everything. I don't think I have this particular one. I really love the song. I love the video. It was so well done. She did an amazing job, or they all did, whoever was involved. The lyrics are excellent too. A lot of meaning for a lot of people. Many people have been in relationships that are broken up. Like I say, this is, I think, more about a romantic relationship, possibly even a marriage, but it doesn't even have to be that. It can be a really close friendship or even a working relationship when you start to realize it's failing, and it takes a while, and there's sometimes back and forth and words said before both sides or all sides recognize that, yeah, you know what, this thing is over. Um, yeah, move on, make some new dreams. Beautiful song. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you would like to hear from Annie Lennox or anyone else. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.